Hello there. My name is Josefina Encarnacion, and I am a business advisor for small businesses and entrepreneurs who want to start their business or expand their business. And today we're going to be talking about a business plan and from a point of view of where you can start it by creating a pitch and then concentrating on a business plan, a more formal way of presenting your idea. So let's start and see why is it important to do it this way instead of the traditional way of, writing this huge amount of information that at the end of the day, it is very overwhelming when you can start in a more simple way and then create something from that document. Let's start. The pitch then plan is to help entrepreneurs perfect their business plan. And the way you're going to do is using PowerPoint slides that you're going to create with the instructions that I'm going to give you in this presentation. So you're going to utilize some sort of a backward thinking because the pitch itself will give you information to be able to write a business plan. The most important thing about the pitch is that I have helped many entrepreneurs even present the pitch to financial institutions or investors as a way to promote their idea and get capital for their business. So to me, the pitch is the right way to start. This template is from Guy Kawasaki from the book, The Art of the Start. And you're going to be using this template exactly as it is organized, slide by slide, and that's the way you will be completing this document. This process is putting the pitch together with the 10 slides. You want to try this information with your mentors, your advisors, colleagues, and relatives. And you want to make sure that you are sharing this information with the proper stakeholders in order for them to give you the feedback necessary for you to be able to fix the pitch and then start to write your business plan. Your pitch, and as you see it in the here, is more important than your business plan for your startup, or if you're trying to expand, create this expansion, start with the pitch, because at the end of the day, when it comes to investors, they're more eager to hear about your pitch, about your plan, then go ahead and read all the plan itself. I know it because of my experience. They will focus more on the financial projections or your assumptions in terms of your sales forecast and that expectation that you can project in 3 to 5 years for your business. The pitch is easier because it contains less text, and you're going to get more feedback on your pitch than your business plan, because a lot of people are not going to read it unless they are sophisticated investors that really have the time to read everything that you write. Okay, so it's important that you concentrate on your pitch. So it's 10 slides. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes to pitch it, okay? And you're going to use the slides, we're indicating to use a 30-point font text. Now you don't have to stick to the rule as it's set, as we are presenting, because every person is different. You know, the pitch itself, you can have 1 to 2 paragraphs per slide. And that should be enough to really go to the main points of each slide. So the first slide, as you see it here, is your organization name. You're going to write the name of your business, your name, your title, and your date. This is very simple for your first slide. The second one, here you really want to concentrate on your idea, and you want to talk about how your idea is going to satisfy a need or a want that you have seen from potential clients. And you want to concentrate on talking about how you're going to make it more efficient, how you're going to make it more effective, how you're going to bring innovation, new things that are going to allow customers to really satisfy that need or that want that you have discovered through this idea. And as you can see in the example that we have here, when you're putting together your idea, we're looking at one example where it's just one paragraph describing what this idea is going to do. So if you go to travel, if you go to 5 travel sites, you will be presenting with 5 different offers. So that's what they see in the market. And traveling to each site is time consuming and confusing. That's the problem. Okay, so we are a discount travel website. So here's the idea. And we have written software, that searches all the other travel sites and collates their price quotas into one report. This is the solution. Okay, so that's how you want to craft your idea. You discover the problem, you have observed the competition that's not bringing the solution, you are creating an idea that's going to resolve the problem, and then you give the solution to the problem. Okay, so that's the second slide. The next one, you want to describe your business model. And here you're going to talk about the purpose of your business, but you also want to talk about how you're going to make money. And making money can come from different ways. And here you're going to explain how this business idea, where you are resolving a problem, is going to generate sales or money, revenues. So as you can see in the example, we're talking about eBay, and everybody is, kind of like, oh, I know about eBay and what they do. But here's the thing, they are very clear on the purpose of their business, and they understand that they're a global trading platform, and you can trade practically anything on eBay. And how they make money is by charging a fee plus a commission for you to trade that item in their platform. Very simple to the point. This is how you make money. In your business idea, you might have other ways of making money, and you want to be clear on what are all those types of ways in your business model. Let's continue to the next one. The next one, you want to be very clear about your customers. Who are you really serving, and what do you know about them? And here you want to be like very specific, and you want to go into demographics and psychographics and understand them and create what I call an avatar or avatars in this section, because it could be that your idea is satisfying different target markets. So you want to identify who they are, where they live, what they do, their cultural background, their gender, their age, what they like, what they don't like, and so forth. And as you can see in these examples, we're talking about 3 different target markets. The first one, we're talking about busy executives. So we know they're busy, who frequently travel more than 20 weeks a year. Then we have high school students who need additional teaching help outside the traditional classroom. Example is we reduce the risk of fraud for regional commercial banks and their online transactions. So we're talking here about different businesses in the way they define their target market. So take the time to really think about who are you creating this business for, and start creating that definition. In this part, it doesn't have to be that simple. You can have a paragraph with the description of your customer and really go in depth understanding, like, who am I serving? Why am I creating this for who? And become very detailed in understanding that, because this will influence your message and also your marketing strategies. The next one is your competition. You want to look at the competition to understand their story and how they are being seen by customers in the market that you're trying to get into. And you want to make sure that you're looking at the differences, similarities, not from a negative perspective, from a positive perspective. What are they satisfying in the market? What do you know about their clientele? What is the clientele or the client saying about the competitors? And then you want to put yourself in there and say, well, what makes me different? What am I satisfying in a different way in comparison from the competition? Because the differentiation is what makes you have the potential to market yourself or penetrate that market in a different way, where your brand is being recognized. But you really need to know what others are doing in that market. So if let's say you're opening a food business, and depending on the location that you have chosen, like, who are your competitors? What are they offering? Are they, Latino food, vegan, a traditional restaurant? Why do people go there? What are they being recognized for? And then how are you going to attract your clients by bringing a different concept or a different idea when it comes to the food business? So this is very, very important. The next one is your message. The message is where customers understand who you are as a business and as a brand. And this has to be something that is simple, and as you see it here, unexpected, concrete, credible. It creates this emotional connection with your brands, with your business concept, and you are telling a story about why you have created this business and for who. And this is very connected to your clients, your customers, as you have defined it in the previous slides. So as you see this example, and we're talking about wine and tasting the wine, and how we're talking about how the glass is part of the experience of tasting wine, and that these glasses, the glass that you're using has to have this very perfect shape to give this sensation when you're having this taste that you can never forget. You can't forget how it feels to have a glass of wine. And when you define that, it's a clear message that is glass, that this glass is important, that you have to buy this type of glass in order to have a great experience with the wine. So think about yours and think about how you're going to make that connection with your customers through this message. The next one is your sales approach. You want to say in your story how you're going to reach your customers and present your message. So you already have a message, but how are you going to get it across to your customers? The more you understand your customers, their experiences, and the tools that they use in communications, the communication that you're going to have, and the way you're going to distribute your business product or services, then that will be your sales approach. And here we're talking about sales strategies, marketing strategies, and you want to make sure that you do have a budget for it, but at the same time, you're not breaking the bank in order to get these sales going. So you have to define, am I going to show up in the message by using traditional tools, or am I going to use digital tools that we have today? How does my customer, how am I going to reach my customers, and what do they prefer as the tool for communicating the message? So here in the example, we see that in this type of business concept, they're using websites, they're using direct mailing for promotions, they're making kits, they're going to trade shows, they're going to regional shows. So depending on the type of business, you have to decide how you're going to have that communication and present that message of what you do for your customers. And the same sales approach is going to lead you to sales. And that's the most important thing about this slide. You have to think about it. And sometimes it does require a little bit of market research to understand your sales approach. In the inner workings, you're going to be talking about the work you're going to do in order to get that product or service to your customers. You're going to talk about people, places, things, time, everything that internally will help your business model to really function. And this, you have to concentrate on the expense part of making the business work in order to generate sales. So as you can see in the example, we're looking at a restaurant who's talking about their location, their time of operation, how many staff they're going to need in order to operate, how many hours a week each person has to work, and so forth. So you want to concentrate on your business and think about people, places, things that you need to do in the time that it takes to get the job done in order to have that services or that product out there for your customers. Your management team, you always have to realize that you can't do this by yourself, okay? We have a lot of solo entrepreneurs. We have people that start their business alone, and that's okay. But you need to understand that the businesses that grow, the businesses that expand, the businesses that are constructed the right way will always look for experts in 3 areas, which is production, marketing, and finance, because you need to know how to do the work, you need to know how to sell, and you need to know how to handle money. And when we start businesses, we might not have all these skills, so we really need to integrate the right advisors and the right experts to help us excel at what we're doing. But never forget also that depending on the business structure that you are having, you might need board of directors, consultants, as we said before. Your investors are going to be pretty much involved, but you also want to integrate attorneys, accountants, bankers, insurance agents. So take the time to think about your business model, what you're trying to create, the idea, and who you need to bring as the team of advisors for your business. The last one is the money forecast. You need to calculate how much money is it going to take to get you started. You need to think about your initial costs. You want to concentrate on the major categories of your startup cost and estimate the amounts, and then have a total of, well, how much is it going to cost to open the business? But also you want to be able to have clear expectations on sales. How many units times prices do I need to sell in order to have a profit and at the same time cover my operational costs? Okay, so if you have to spend initial money in getting, let's say, equipment for your business, a website for your business, the initial deposits for utilities, those are initial costs, and you need to calculate this. But you also have operational costs that also need to be calculated, which means is the costs that are necessary in order for your business to stay open. And once you understand that, then you have to project, well, how much do I need to sell in order to cover all these costs and at the same time become profitable? So these are very important aspects of your business, and the numbers are going to show if you're being healthy in your expectations or you're not being that healthy in your expectations when it comes to your business. So this is the money part, and it needs to be calculated. The last one is your next steps. And this is very important because you need to think about what are you going to do in the next 3 months in order to get this business up and running. A business takes time to be built the right way, and it takes action steps in order for you to move forward. So ask yourself, what needs to get done in the next 90 days in order for you to measure success? And put a date on it, because we have the tendency that if we don't put a deadlines, we don't get to do the things that we need to do. So it's important that you do so. And then I want you to think about 2 or 3 big things that you want to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years, so you can consider yourself successful. I mean, successful is different for everybody. So ask yourself at a personal level, what will make me feel successful in this process of my business idea and where I see myself in the next 2 or 3 years, and write it down. It's important that you do this exercise in order to see things really in this reality. So I hope you have enjoyed the explanation, and hopefully you can use this as the first platform in your business planning. It's not that complicated. Maybe the most complicated part is to get the information in terms of the numbers, but there's so much information out there nowadays that you can get quotes. You can get an idea of what things will cost, and sales. You can look at the competition as well, see prices, and get an idea on how to project those numbers. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this gives you insight on what you need to do.